Yeah, Easter Sunday, baby, and it's going on down. How we going to do it? How we going to do it now? Everything is going to be okay. It's Easter Sunday, and I hope things are going your way. And if they not, yo, you're probably thinking about the days back and when everything was the shot. But we're gonna still make it right. It's 1 o'clock in the day tonight, but everything will be okay by the time we close our eyes for the way that we think about things from that happened all the way then. It's time for us to get our weight up and try to make a new day, a new start. And when we put our minds together and our hearts, we can do anything we want to. It's painted like art. What's going on, T. Carey? Right? Stacy White all up in the house. Good to see me some. Yo. So check it out. We're talking about the real reason that Easter ain't what it used to be. It's Easter Sunday, y'all, but does it feel like it? Now, try to pinpoint exactly if you don't think that it feels like Easter, because Easter don't feel like what it used to feel like. Well, ask yourself, how come? What have we done? What has been done to take away our Easter memories or to make our memories of Easter seem so much better than they are now? Because if we aren't experiencing the type of holidays now that we used to before, now we have to ask ourselves, well, what about our babies? What about our kids? Are they getting what we did? And it's probably not, but that doesn't mean that what they have can't be hot. Well, when you think about what went into all of the holidays that we had before, and you look at Easter Sunday like today, and you say, what it's not, well, what have we done to get it back to what we had before? Is it not what it used to be because the people that made it what it used to be to us aren't here anymore? Well, have we not taken the reins of the legacy and tried to spin it the way that we needed to be, going around and round and round and round? Well, it's the Urban Therapy with Sun show, and it's going down right now. Everything is going to be all right. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be all right. We make it our way. And everything is going to be all right. And everything is going to be all right. Slow it down now. And everything is going to be all right. Take a rest and take it all down. Yeah. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 is just the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way the universe projects us into this thing called the world, and we try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show, and I'm more than happy, so glad to be here with y'all this afternoon, and we are talking about the real reason that Easter ain't the way it used to be. When I think about Easter's a past, what I think about a lot is actually a little bit different than what a lot of people probably think about when they talk about their traditional ways of celebrating the resurrection. The resurrection. This is Resurrection Sunday, baby. Easter Sunday. All right. When I think about Easter's back in the day, first of all, I think about a warm day. I know in my city today, it's not that warm. Now, I'm not saying that it was always hot on Easter, but no matter what the weather was for the weeks leading up to Easter, it used to always seem like Easter was a good, favorable spring day. That's the way it used to seem. Now, whether it was really that way, I really believe that it is, because my memory is pretty good. I know that there were some Easter Sundays where it rained, but even before it rained, it wouldn't rain the whole day. It would have good sunny weather, enough for you to be able to rock your Easter suit or your Easter dress or whatever, during the day, and whatever happened later on in the evening, it was what it was. Easter is not like Christmas. Like on Christmas Day, which is not relegated to a Sunday like Easter is. But on Christmas Day, people open their presents. There's a lot of eating, meeting, drinking, um you know, Easter carry people turn up on, I'm sorry, on Christmas, people turn up. People turn up on Christmas. On Easter, I'm not so sure if it's appropriate to turn up. I'm not saying that people don't turn up, but I'm not so sure if it's promoted to turn up like it is on Christmas. On Christmas, it's like, look, I done already spent all this money. You know, the kids are happy, the spouse is happy, everybody happy, 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 happy. We get a little mistletoe with the hoe. On Easter, you're pretty much supposed to keep everything low key because number one, you got to go to work tomorrow when it comes to Easter. And back in the day, we used to have to go to school the next day on Monday, Easter Monday. Later on, they started making it so you didn't have to go to school the next day. You could go to school on Tuesday. But it depends on what school district that you grew up in and where you were located, because there were some schools who gave days off after Easter. So you never had to worry about going back to school on Easter. But in my school district, we had the week off leading up to Easter. So that week leading up to Easter was when we romped and played and visited each other. You know, we in school. I come around your way, you come around my way. We go shopping, go to the movies, go to the mall, go get our Easter clothes or whatever. But my Easter clothes weren't. I didn't go to church. I've never been to church on Easter. I wasn't raised in the church. A lot of people who talk about when they celebrated Easter, they talk about how they went to church on Easter. So they talk about their suit or their dress or whatever outfit that they had that they wore to church on Easter. It sounds viable to me. Sounds like a thing to do. And a lot of people did it, but that's just not the way I grew up. Now, what's interesting is that my mom grew up in the church, and she, for the most part, I don't remember her going to church on Easter. But as we got older and moved out of the house and all of that, my mom went to church a lot more than she did when we was growing up. I think the reason that she probably didn't go to church as much when we was growing up was because my dad fashioned himself sort of like a Muslim. He said he was a Muslim. And I have to say that he said he was a Muslim because he never did any of the traditional Muslim things that I know about with us growing up. You know, I never saw him pray 5 times a day. Even if he followed the Nation of Islam, I didn't see him. I don't remember him going to the mosque or anything like that. So I can't say definitively. You know, I mean, anybody can say what they are, and I guess we can accept that. And I did accept that with him. I accepted it myself, you know. But nonetheless, I think that might explain how come my mom didn't go to church a whole lot, even though she remained a Christian. So, but that didn't exclude me from getting an Easter Sunday church outfit. But what she would do was she would buy me like a suit, shoes, and all of that stuff for Easter. But I didn't wear that on Easter. But she looked at it like, well, whether you go to church or not, you still got to get new nice clothes on Easter. That's how she looked at it. That's how I looked at it. That's how most of the people that I knew looked at it. Like, you get your Easter outfit regardless of whether you go to church or not. When you out there in the world, whether y'all go to dinner, go to the movies, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Go to a museum, whatever is open on Easter. If y'all go for an outing other than Easter, you go with your Easter clothes on like you just came from church. So people might think that you just came from church. You ain't come from church. You came from the crib. But you got on your church clothes. You're supposed to get nice, soft clothes for Easter. But my mom also bought me the Monday outfit for Easter too. So that was like a sweatsuit and or jeans, whatever was new and fashionable and in at the time. That was my Monday Easter outfit. That's how that went. As time went on a little bit, as I became a teenager and stuff like that, the Easter soft suit got tossed to the side. We didn't buy that no more. Like, what was the point? You ain't wearing that suit. You only gonna wear that suit to a funeral or to some other formal or semi-formal function. You ain't go to church. So I'm gonna stop buying the church outfit. But I still had them clothes for Easter though. You know, the sweatsuit, the sneakers, you know, whatever it was. You got new clothes for Easter. So I associated Easter for myself more with clothes and candy because the Easter basket was real. The Easter basket was going to happen. My mom was good at the Easter basket thing. The Easter basket was jumping off. Mad chocolate. Them big ass hollow chocolate bunnies. Peeps. Who got the Peeps? Who got the Peeps this Easter? You know, Easter candy is good candy. Christmas candy is straight garbage. It is. Christmas candy is garbage. I think Easter candy is better than Valentine's candy because them big heart-shaped Valentine's candy boxes, they be having all that nasty ass candy inside them jars. All that nasty ass candy. Why is candy so nasty on Valentine's Day? Queen Monica is all up in the house. Good to see me. Some you. And she says, now everything is open on Good Friday and all day. I mean, all day and Easter. Yeah, I think you're right about that. By the way, you got to capitalize Easter. You know what I mean? Show some gratitude to the Lord. I'm just saying. You know, next time, just make sure you capitalize Easter. No, but seriously though, yeah. So I have a lot of fond memories of Easter. Either whether we went to the movies, whether we went to museums. I remember one Easter, my dad taking us to Great Adventure, which would have been really great. But my dad, he wasn't like my mom. My mom understood the assignment. She knew when she took you to an amusement park, you was going to be at the amusement park all day. You went there early in the morning and you wasn't leaving there till late at night, it seemed. 11 o'clock at night. Been in there since 11 o'clock in the morning and, you know, whatever. She got it. My dad, he was always, all right, we going to get to the amusement park around 1, maybe even 2. We ain't staying no longer than 6. So y'all go ahead and do your thing, whatever. Because my dad always had so much going on that we didn't know about. But you could tell he was on the schedule. Like, he was not rocking out in the. I'm like, I remember how old was we that year? We went to Great Adventure on Easter. It might have been like 82, maybe 83. I'm not. All I remember, I was like, I remember the Easter was like late April, but it wasn't all that warm. It was okay. It was okay. And it wasn't packed at Great Adventure. I remember that. I remember that part. TK right says, okay. No, oh, see, Monica, see you being smart. Now you're gonna capitalize every letter in Easter. Says those chocolate bunnies always piss me off because they were hollow. I still ate them. Yeah, I ain't never seen me a solid chocolate bunny. I ain't never seen me a solid chocolate bunny. But I'm saying all that to say this. You know, you know, you know me, I do. Oh yeah. But yeah, it seemed like wherever we went or whatever we did on Easter, first of all, something was always planned. There were always activities ready to go, and everybody was always doing something, and everybody talked about it the next day when they came to school. It was like, yeah, so yeah, I see you got your Easter outfit and all of that. That's nice, blah blah blah, whatever. And we talked about what we did on Easter, whatever. We swapped stories. There were always a whole bunch of different things. Um, I never forget the Easter Sunday where um downtown it was a riot downtown when that movie The Last Dragon was out. And see, in Philly on a street called Chestnut Street, the section of Chestnut Street downtown from about 20th Street, let's say 19th, from 19th and Chestnut to Broad and Chestnut, which in Broad Street is symbolic of 14th Street. It used to be closed off. No cars or anything was allowed on Chestnut Street. So they were shopping. That's where all of the movie theaters were. That's where arcades and things were. But you didn't have to worry about any cars or anything like that. So it was a big place to congregate. All of the movie they had like 6 movie theaters on that one street. The Duke and Duchess, Eric's Place, the Sam Eric, all the way down 19. Budco. Yeah, it was about 6 different movie theaters. So on Easter, everybody who didn't go to church, or even if they did, maybe they went to the movies afterwards. But anyway, The Last Dragon was playing, and all of the black kids went to go see Last Dragon. I didn't go downtown this Easter. And anyway, the cops harassed the kids downtown. Something happened where I think they brought the horses downtown, and they it became bad. It got bad, and people pushed back against the police, like, y'all ain't gonna be coming down here bullying us and all of that kind of stuff. It was because it was straight harassment. Next thing you know, they started rioting and looting. People was coming. The next day people had all kinds of Adidas and Nikes and sweatsuits and they got all this shit. I don't even know how it turned into a looting session, but it did. Easter 1985. I'll never forget it. The Last Dragon, that whack ass movie. But so memorable times at Easter. But these are like some of my memories of Easter. Like nowadays, like I have to be reminded that Easter is coming, or when it is. But back in the day, we had it marked off on the calendar. Yeah, we're gonna do this, and it wasn't that far back in the day. It was like that. It was still like that in the 90s. It was still like that, I would say, all the way up until about 2010. And then it seemed like things started getting different. Is it because we don't care about getting the new clothes? Is it because the people who used to make your Easter special back in the day are no longer here? I suspect that may have a lot to do with it. If the person, like, let's say your mom or your dad passed or something like that, maybe Easter and other holidays are really hard for you to get into the way they were before. You know how it is when you let's take like Christmas holiday. You know how you may have had somebody in your family who was very influential, who really, really did it up on Christmas. You know how it is. Everybody got that person in their family that really does the whole Christmas thing. The type of person that still invites everybody over the house, that still that really does the whole decorating the tree party thing, buys everybody presents, does the Pollyanna thing, or organizes the whole Christmas thing. And sometimes when a person like that passes, And it's like, it can be devastating to a family. It really can. So I imagine if something like that can happen for Christmas, why couldn't it happen for Easter? You know, that big void, the person that always brought the family together, like the family didn't really mess with each other that much away from these functions that such and such used to throw. So even if you was mad at another family member or stop messing around with a family member or whatever, you would go to this person's house and you knew you was going to see that family member there because this person would always reach out to all of the family members. She didn't care about who was beefing with who. When you came to her house or when you came to his house, y'all was going to be back united again. Y'all can go back to fighting like cats and dogs and being petty right after this. But right now, open up that Pollyanna gift because I know y'all mad at each other, and that's why I put y'all together for Pollyanna. And y'all better have bought each other something nice. It could be the same thing on Easter. I ain't spoke to my Aunt Alma since 1987 because I never forget on Easter, she told me that my shoes look cheap and that my outfit made me look like a hoe. So I ain't talked to Aunt Alma since then. But when you went to your other aunt house, let's call her Aunt Tina. When you went to Aunt Tina's house, Aunt Tina ain't care about you and Aunt Alma beefing. Y'all, I'm cooking Easter dinner, and both of y'all better be there. Y'all ain't gotta stay a whole long time. But my niece and my sister ain't gonna be acting a fool at my house. But they better both be at my house because I'm gonna feel some kind of way. This can just explain how come Easter ain't Easter the way it used to be no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I failed this Easter. I swore to God that I was gonna get me a sweatsuit and some new sneakers this Easter, and I dropped the ball. I'll be tired, man. You know what I mean? It's working at night shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Saturday, I'll be all like, all right, I'm about to do it. I'm about to. So I started out. It started out good. I was like, look, I'm going on the Ave. I went on the Ave. I did. I drove up to the Ave. Now, see, if I was really real, I would have walked up to the Ave. If I was real. But something told me that the Ave wasn't going to have the things that it had before, and it didn't. Most of the I ain't gonna front, man. Most of the stores on the Ave was closed. Ain't no sneaker store on the Ave, y'all. Ain't no sneaker store on the Ave. Now my Ave is Germantown Ave, like Germantown and Erie. That's my Ave. Back in the day, it used to be Germantown and Shelton Ave. It used to be on Shelton Ave and part of Germantown Ave. So I'm like, dang, ain't no sneakers. Now there is this store, I think, on the Ave that sells sneakers. It's called DTS. Are y'all familiar with that store? DTS? I think it's DTS. I was looking through the window when I was riding by, but I was like, that shit remind me too much of Sneaker Villa, and I never really liked that store. I'm like, buying sneakers is not. How can I explain this? When I go to buy sneakers, let me put it this way. I never like buying sneakers at Foot Locker. I never liked buying sneakers at Foot Locker. Like Foot Locker was too commercial. Like, I don't need no dude in no referee outfit selling me no sneakers. Did you know they used to get paid? Foot Locker was a good job. That wasn't no regular mall job. No, it wasn't. Foot Locker paid. But that's why these sneakers were so expensive. But there was something about Foot Locker I couldn't feel. Like I couldn't, like it ain't had that around the way feel. You know, like I buy sneakers from the Ave around the way. Like you see them shits in the window, like, yo, yeah, yeah, yeah. I need them. Size 8 back in the day. I don't even remember wearing the size 8. I wear size 10 and a half. Don't be trying to lump the guard in with no little foot nigga. You know what I mean? We not doing that. We not doing that. All right. So anyway, yeah, when I buy sneakers, buy sneakers from you go around the way. What people care about the sneakers you buy, like you better hurry up and buy these Jones, man, because we running out. All right, give me that size 8. All right, like that. So anyway, I don't think people care that much about dressing up no more. And there wasn't no sneaker stores on the Ave. I think that probably has something to do with the looting that happened during the pandemic. The pandemic, I'm starting to see that the pandemic wiped out a lot of stuff that I was expecting to still be here. It really did. Even though the world is pretty much back online, back on track, a lot of businesses didn't survive the pandemic. They didn't survive it. Local businesses, a lot of local businesses didn't survive it. Whenever I'm going to drive on Germantown Avenue in Erie, Germantown to Erie Avenue, and I see store after store with the metal gate down at 4:00 in the afternoon, the Saturday before Easter, that's when all the money used to get made. Last minute, get these sneakers, get these sneakers, get these sneakers, get this. Well, no sneaker stores. Wasn't no chinks. Everybody be thinking that the Chinese people, the Asians or whatever, they get all the money in the hood. The pandemic messed them up too. Messed them up. Because that's where I used to get my sneakers from the chinks. They done. We had 3 sneaker stores on one block. All 3 of them out of here. Out of here. Okay. Let me see. T. Carey Wright says, we were always allowed to go to Green Acres Mall movie theater for Easter. Queen Monica says, and on South Street with them horses. Yeah. During the Greek. That's what messed the Greek up. That's why I don't like no mounted cops, boy. I'm like, oh, here we go. Mounted cops are the enemy of black people. In this city, they are. Queen Monica says, I always wanted a sweatsuit and sneaks for Easter. Next year, we're going to do it. Because we got to bring Easter back. Man, years ago, y'all would have never been sitting in front of your computer screen watching me. We got to get Easter back. I think family has taken a bad hit over the years. People passing away, people falling out with each other, people not being as close as they used to be. I know that has had an effect on Easter because I don't feel it Easter. Like I'm going to my mom's crib. I'm going to my mom's crib today. I don't even think my sister's going to be there. It's just going to be me and her. Like, huh? Wasn't like that before. It was never like that before. But now, all of the nieces and nephews, the grandkids, they kind of grown. I say kind of grown because they still kids to me, but they in their 20s, 30s and shit. So you got to have kids in order to make any holiday what it is. Holidays ain't holidays without the kids, because without the kids, there's really no reason to spend any money. Think about it. Think about it. You had to make, in order to show your financial and social status, you had to do it through your kids. You can't be lugging around no bummy ass kids talking about you a good parent on Easter. I don't care if you're a Jehovah's Witness. It's Easter. They gotta look well turned out. They gotta look well turned out, baby. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Stacey White says, I love Foot Locker. Are you saying that y'all didn't have local sneaker stores around the way? Because the I don't know, in Philly. Okay. I lived in Germantown. There were times I would go all the way to 52nd Street in West Philly to get a pair of sneakers because they Samsung a chink spot. That was Chinese people selling sneakers. The store was called Samsung, and they was guaranteed to have sneakers that Foot Locker didn't have. Foot Locker didn't have the best sneakers. Not in this city. They never did. They never did. You had to go around the way. Yo, you want that fly shit, you gotta go around the way. Foot Locker they don't be ordering that shit. That's because it's a mall. The hood stores had the pulse of the people. They knew what we wanted to wear. Queen Monica said, "Yay, 50 seconds." They would have been. They was the Samsung on or it was Sam. It was Sam. Yeah, it was Samsung. SAMSUN. That was the name of the sneaker store. They had one on 52nd Street. They had one on Germantown Avenue. That was on my ad. They had one on the other Germantown Avenue. Yeah, Samsung's. And they had all the fly sneaks. Like, you ain't never go to Foot Locker and get no lottos that had the changeable. They didn't have that. They didn't. Foot Locker didn't carry that kind of. They didn't carry the hood shit. When back in the day when top 10 Adidas was out. See, if you had shell top Adidas, you was fly. But if you had top 10 Adidas, you had money. That means you had money. Them shits was $50. They was $60 when the patent leather ones came out. Remember the patent leather top 10s? And they had all the different colors. You couldn't get them in Foot Locker. You had to go around the way. They had red, blue, yellow, green. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to fly shit, you had to go around the way. It was a good look too. Because people saw you going into that store. Like, oh, he or she about to do that thing. Come out there with that sneaker box, that sneaker bag, the box in the bag, like, yeah. Just don't floss too hard. Don't floss too hard. Somebody mess around and snatch. Somebody mess. Where there's fly, there's crime. But that's what Easter was always about for us. It was about getting fly that day. The kids having Easter egg hunts and stuff like that. That was one thing that going to church was very good for. Easter egg hunts, activities for the children and stuff like that. You gotta mix a little paganism in with your salvation, which on Resurrection Sunday. You got to. My man, Magnificent Morocco. Magnificent Morocco. What's going on, my brother? Do you remember Dimmers in Glenside? Nah. I never even heard of that. I never heard of that. You know what's funny? Even though I lived on the Germantown side, I was more familiar with, like, all right, so you went to Glenside. That's the suburb over on, on Uptown, as they call it now. I can't with a good mind call it that. We didn't have an Uptown when I was growing up. There was no such thing. I didn't even know what Uptown was in New York until I was grown. Even when they had Uptown, when Uptown Records came out, they had the song, the Uptown Anthem. Uptown, Uptown, Heavy D and the Boys, and Vanessa Sinquist. It was a dope song. It was very dope. But anyway, I didn't know they was talking about Harlem. I was like, why didn't they just say Harlem? Why hip hop records back in the day, why didn't New York cats, why didn't they just say Harlem? I'm from Harlem. It wasn't until Mace came out that I heard cats actually say, no, I'm from Harlem. Harlem is the place to be. I didn't even know Harlem was the place to be in New York. People was just screaming Brooklyn, then Queens, even South Bronx. I was like, South Bronx? Nah, ain't no way. I knew that much. I knew that. I was like, they really pushing a fake envelope here. I ain't never heard nobody want to move to no South Bronx. Any Bronx for that matter. But anyway. But yeah. So I was more familiar with what stores they would have had in Yaden. Remember the Yaden movie theater back in the day? Monica, I know you. Yo, we used to go to Yaden. So here we are going all the way out Yaden. Yo, I live far from Yaden, on the bus. I can't go to Yaden, but I never went to no Glenside. So I know. What was Dimmers? What kind of store was that? I never heard of that. $1? Yeah, the movie theater in Yaden. People was always talking about, yeah, we going to, movies in Yaden. It wasn't even a first run movie theater. It was like a local movie theater that played the movies that had already came out that was just about to go out. And you go to Yaden, though. It was cheap. The Yaden movie theater was cheap. Yeah, I never heard of Dimmers. I gotta find out about that. I'm gonna Google that shit. Who's Google Dimmers? Let me see my man talking about. What was Dimmers in Glenside? Let me see. Dimmers of Glenside. It said Demures of Glenside. It's Keswick Theater. What is this? Is this over here on No. Hold on. Oh, Dimmers athletic shoes. 28 East Glenside Ave. Well, that's something. What is this joint still here? Let me find out. I didn't know about this. Okay. I got you, my brother. If I'd have known about that back in the day, I probably would have jumped on the 22. Is that how you get out there? We 22 or the what's it? What's that? What's the joint that go down Old York Road? The 50. We used to go, when I went to Penn State Ogons. I had to. What was it? The 50. 50. Or was it the 50? Something. The bandbox, son. No doubt. Shoot, I was still a kid when the bandbox closed. I was so salty when it closed, though. You know what I mean? But yeah, but Easter not being the way that it used to be. You know, for a minute when I was thinking about doing this show, I was thinking like maybe it just seems like because of the nostalgia that's associated with when we grew up, when we didn't understand or know that many things, and so many things were traditional. Maybe it just seems like it's different now. Maybe there's really no difference. I'm like, no, there's a difference, because the same people from back in the day are the same people complaining that like, no, it's just not like it was. It's like it's lost its flavor. It's like that shit has gone the way of McDonald's fries. Like, you know how McDonald's fries used to be so good. And now we living off the memory of McDonald's fries. Like, them shits is not like they used to be. They just not. Them things used to be, they used to be crack. McDonald's fries used to be crack. Now them Jones is like, they like Reggie weed. Like, I could take it or leave it. Mm-hmm. Them shits used to be the crack. You don't hear our children, our young children, talk about the anticipation of Easter like they used to. For us, it was a big deal. What you doing for Easter? What you get for Easter? What you buy? You know, it was a big deal. Was it just the commercial part of it? Was it all about spending money? Was it all about getting things? All right, even if it was all about getting things, we're probably in a better financial position to get things now than our parents were. But no, hold on. Let me pump my brakes on that. Whoa, wait a minute. Because I still like I don't know, say. I don't know how, like Queen Monica, she went to a Catholic school. I don't know if she ever thought about it these days. Like, how did my mom afford, to send us to private schools? How'd they do it? Well, you know for a fact that there were different ways. There were much easier ways to send your kids to private school. Well, particularly parochial schools, Catholic schools. Now, regular, expensive private schools, like anything with the word friends in it. Any private school with the word friends in it, your parents got to have real money to send you to them. But there was a Catholic school for every income bracket. I knew kids who lived in the projects who still went to Catholic school. So it was some deals being made. If you was willing to lie and say that you was Catholic, then they all right, we gonna get you up in here. We got this, you know what I mean? Nigga that live in the projects on package for Catholic school. You can go to Saint Niggas Catholic school. Saint Niggas. All white nun teachers, all black students. But I knew families that had multiple kids, and they send them all to Catholic school. Like, nah, son, nah. Yeah, Magnificent Morocco's talking about Germantown friends and Abington friends. My sister went to Abington Friends. That was a bank breaker. They ain't got no deals. They ain't got no scholarships either. You either got the money to come here or you don't. Like, but we're Jewish. Like, this ain't a Jewish school. I know it ain't nothing but Jews that go here, but this is not. You ain't go. Yeah, listen. You're gonna have to come up off that 10,000 a year. 10,000 a year, and this is in the 80s, and this yo, yeah. Adidas sweatsuit and shell tops, fresh for Easter. That's right. Magnificent Morocco says payment plans and second jobs. Oh, that's what Queen Mo. It's easy for us to say that, but like I still don't see how they did it. But you know what? Yeah, I guess I see how they did it. Because if you really want your child to go to Catholic school, then you're going to make sure that they go to Catholic school. That's it. But it just seemed like a financial hardship. I don't care how much money I make. I'm like, I can't afford it. But my daughter's mom, she like, it ain't gonna be no Catholic school, Montessori schools and expensive. I'm like, yo, you got champagne education taste. I don't even know if we had beer money at the time. I don't know. She made a way. So I guess when your parents really want it for you, then they gonna get it for you. Like, you ain't gonna have nothing else. You gonna get this education. You gonna get this education. One thing is for sure. If you went to a Catholic school, you was gonna celebrate some Easter. See, back in the day, it seemed like everybody was a Christian. It seemed like it really wasn't that way, but it seemed like it because the overwhelming majority of people were Christians. So there wasn't no happy holidays. There was Merry Christmas. It was Happy Easter. We didn't give a shit about other races and other religions. And I say we because, we claim Christianity even if we never went to church. I'll be damn if I'm gonna mess up my Easter or my Christmas. Just saying. I'm just saying. Queen Monica says, I compared what I learned in church too much to claim Catholic. Well, we all, we always want to have our rebels. We all gonna have our rebels. And that's only right. That's only right. Okay. She said, I always got that pressing cut for Easter. That's right. That's right. Getting your hair done. Barbershop on tilt on Saturday. Saturday before Easter. Yo. Like, yo, you messed up. You should have went and got your cut on Thursday. Friday, people still shopping, trying to get them sneakers, trying to get them jeans, trying to get their sweatsuits, trying to get whatever. But Saturday, and that's when a haircut being $10 was high. Now, from what I hear, there's no such thing as a $10 haircut. I'm like, these cats don't even know how to cut these days. They all right. Listen, I don't know about other cities, but haircuts was a religion when I was a teenager. We did not play. No. That was a religion. It was always some dude around the way who could cut. He ain't even had no barber's license, but he could cut like nobody else. So we was either at his crib, or if he worked in a shop, everybody went to that shop. But the shops that you went to, if it was a popular shop, it was because the barbers in there was top notch. And that cut was what, like $5. $6, $7. I remember when they went up to $10. I was like, $10 for a cut? For a haircut? What you doing to my hair? $10. They came out with the Philadelphia Hair Company. I was like, the Philadelphia Hair Company, $15 to $20 for a haircut. There ain't a head of hair alive in this city that should cost $20 to cut. Mark Lightfoot was doing weird things. Now that's when they start putting dye in people's hair and that spray. I'm like, oh no. And they insisted on washing your hair before they cut it. Like, yo, I'm just coming from the crib. I washed my hair. And that's what I actually told him. Like, yo, you don't need to wash my hair. I washed my hair. Yo, you, put your nose in my hair. You'll smell it. Like, yeah. Mm. But you getting charged for the wash anyway, so you might as well. I'm like, no, because these I let them do it like once or twice. I'm like, these chicks they're not washing their hair right. Like, I used to wash my hair. When I had hair, I valued it. That's why, I never forgave my hair for leaving me. I was like, hey, yo, I took care of you. I did everything for you. Everything. Anyway. Oh, look. Queen Monica says, everything changed when Marvin Gaye died on Good Friday. Remember? Yeah. I thought he didn't die on Good Friday. He got killed on Easter. On Easter Sunday. On Easter Sunday. Yeah, it was, yeah. Magnificent Morocco says, got my own clippers. Rock the baldy and Philly beard. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah. So what does today's young people, what do today's young people think about Easter? Like, what Easter memories have we created for them? Have we dropped the ball for them and for ourselves? Is it one of those things where it just doesn't matter anymore? Because the old heads that we was growing up with or under, it mattered to them. Easter mattered. Christmas mattered. Everything mattered. Has the internet, has it had a negative effect on our holidays? Has it watered them down or drowned them out? Did this pandemic deliver an even bigger crushing blow to the holidays than maybe the internet or certain things going on in the world has done? Because there's something missing now. There's something missing. I'm trying to think about the last times I remember doing something on Easter. I think sometime in the 2000s, I know I went to AC. I gambled on Easter. That's a good look. Oh man. Magnificent Morocco says, when my mom and dad years ago, so did Easter. And I think that's where it's really coming from, Morocco. I think that some of the people who made the holidays what they were, there's certain things in life that you hung on to just because other people were there. Just like you go to a movie because a certain actor is or actress is in the movie. I think that we celebrated certain things and participated in certain things when people that we liked or loved were there. And when those people weren't there anymore, it just wasn't. It's sort of like when a favorite store that you went to got bought out, or a restaurant that you used to like either came under new management or they sold it to somebody else, and it was like, y'all just don't make the food the way I used to like it, and the atmosphere is not the way that it used to be. Like Holmes Lounge over in Camden, like it was a nice spot. It was a seafood restaurant that was in a house. Holmes Lounge is crazy, but they was getting mad though. But that joint was in a house over in Camden. Think about it. You in a Camden, basically a Camden row home that was made into a seafood house. It was a seafood restaurant. Crabs was banging. We're going over to Camden, the Holmes Lounge. People over here was talking about Holmes Lounge like, you thinking like, oh, this joint got to be the truth. You got over there, went over there in Camden. You like, we going in there? Yeah, that's Holmes Lounge. Like, you got to be kidding me. And when you got in there, it's like, yo, this is somebody's crib. Oh man. Queen Monica says, not as many people follow Christianity or celebrate the Easter Bunny, cook family dinner. Those things are lost art. That's true. Oh, you talking about Bilal's. Yeah, Bilal's on Wadsworth. Yeah, man. Bilal's. They the ones who came out with that fish hoagie. The Muslim invasion. Even with so many people converting to Islam, it didn't seem to have affected what Easter was, what Christmas was, or any of those things. But so there's something else. There's something about these 2000s, this new millennium. And I hate to say this, but I think I have an idea of what it is. And I believe that it's inclusion. Like, everybody gets to, it seemed like everybody was doing the same thing when we was growing up. But the truth is, everybody wasn't doing the same thing when we was growing up. And we didn't include everybody in what we were doing when we was growing up. We included people that we knew. We included our neighbors. We included our family members. We included people that we loved and liked and went to school and worked with. But now it seems like, with this being so many people, I don't want to say from other countries and stuff like that, because in places like New York, they were used to having so many foreigners, in their daily lives that, they didn't bat an eye. But it wasn't like that in Philly. It wasn't. We had the foreigners that we had. So we was used to going to Chinese or Korean run corner stores. And then later on with the nail salons and all that. But I'm a man. I don't care about this shit. And Chinese restaurants, stuff like that. Then now those same corner stores aren't owned by the Chinks anymore. They owned by, the Dominicans. And we pretty much embraced the Dominicans, but it wasn't like that before. We have never referred to a corner store as a bodega in the city. We do not talk like that. There are no bodegas. There's not a bodega in Philadelphia. We didn't. That word didn't exist. Even down in with on on the other side of Broad Street where all of the Hispanics live. It was the store. Like, no, we don't say bodega here. You got to go to New York for all that. Which is interesting because you think about like the Mexicans on the West Coast, they don't call them bodegas either. I ain't never hear no West Coast rappers or actors or I've been over there. No bodega. Why is that? Why do they say bodega in New York and North Jersey, but nowhere else? Why is that? Bodega means store. But we don't. But I think as other races started to move in, and you had to be all super politically correct and all of that kind of stuff, and everybody gets a trophy and all of that, I think it might have drowned it kind of drowned out the exclusivity and the special treatment that certain holidays and functions and events got. It's just not the same. You know, like for instance, when they used to have this event in the summertime in Philly called it was sponsored by WDAS, which was the black owned radio station in Philly. They sold out, but it was still considered black radio even when they sold out. But they used to have this event at the end of the summer, just before you went back to school, called Unity Day. Unity Day was a big deal. It was fly. And you know what else they used to have? They used to have right there in the beginning of the fall, Super Sunday. I don't know if y'all remember Super Sunday. But you know, they had the carnival rides, and it was like a fair. And it was dope. And they got rid of Super Sunday first. And then they got rid of Unity Day, and it was like, I don't know. In the summertime in Philly, they used to have all kinds of events in the park. The Black Family Picnic, the Caribbean Day, the Caribbean Festival. See, they had the Caribbean Festival on South Street, not South Street, at Penn's Landing around Labor Day. I'm not talking about that one. We had a different one in the park. There was a lot of shit. And when you start eliminating those days, I don't know. I hate to say this, but once it stopped being just black and white people, it seemed like that's when things got different. When we had to cater to everybody else, then we get the happy holidays coming through. Happy holidays instead of being specific. Stacy White says, I have my Easter candy and my jelly beans. That's what's up. Queen Monica says, now if it's made in America, yeah, it costs a whole lot of money. All those was free, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. So yeah, I think, you know, I hate to say it, and it probably sounds a little prejudiced, but yeah, when it was just black people and white people that you had to worry about, you kind of knew where you stood. All of these other people started drowning us out a little bit, and I think it drowned out a lot of our events, a lot of our holidays and stuff like that. Even though Easter is an international holiday, but the way we celebrated it here, in the culture in which we celebrated it here, was ours. At least that's the way it felt, and it seems to have gotten drowned out over the last, I would say, 10 to 15 years. It seemed like it was still holding up in around 2005. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I could easily be wrong. But it seemed like after 2005, things started changing. They started getting really, really different. They started getting real different. Now, we talking about Easter today for the most part. We'll start to see if it really gets corny if Mother's Day takes that hit. Because listen, y'all know how Mother's Day is. Everybody has a mother. And I know black mothers demand that they get their just due on Mother's Day. I don't care if you and your mom ain't been talking for the whole 364 days. On that Mother's Day, that's what is that, the first Sunday or second Sunday in the second Sunday in May, you better represent. You got to represent. So yeah, the real reason, so we have familial factors that may have contributed to Easter not being the way that it used to be, but there's a certain spirit that I see missing from what Easter used to be. There used to be a certain spirit, a certain feeling. Emily Dunlap in the house. I said it. Emily, good to see me. Some you hiding in the background. I see you. It's all good. Love is love. But yeah, there just seems to be a certain spirit, a certain feeling that's absent from Easter. I mean, we're gonna try to do with it what we used to do, or do the best with it that we can. But there just seems to be a certain element. Is Alma gonna be there? Is Uncle Earl gonna be there? When Uncle Earl got sick and he died, a lot of things died with the man, and I wish he was back. He gave me so many memories. Yeah, and I know he can't see me, and he watches over me when I am laying down to sleep, and also when I'm awake. For God's sakes, I wish he was still here, because we used to have fun there. But it's not like that now. We gotta make it now. I don't know. The real reason. Oh, by the way, make sure y'all hit that like button, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. It is the Urban Therapy with Son show. We're about to get out of here in a minute, but I'm just saying. What have y'all done to Easter? What have you done? What have you done? Oh, Mr. Magoo. What have we done? What can we do? Because I'm really interested to find out, like I was talking about before, what do our children think of Easter nowadays? Do they have the same type of Easter memories, that same type of Easter nostalgia that we had? Like, what are they holding on to? What do they have? What they got? What do our children say about their Easters growing up? If your children are in their 20s or 30s or whatever, what do they say? What would they say? What would they say? What do they say? Yeah. I know that if you go on social media right now, you'll see a whole lot of, happy Easter, happy Easter, happy Easter. And it was those pictures from Easter used to be like, those were a beautiful thing. Well, now that with selfies and social media, like there's so many pictures being taken now that a picture don't say nothing that it used to say back in the day. A picture now, to me, says that you just took a picture. It doesn't have the same purpose as it used to have, which sounds weird, right? Seems weird. Presto, stranger. It seems weird, very weird. But we're gonna work it out. We're gonna work it out. We still here. And just like most things in life, you can't go back to what you used to be or how things used to be. But you can always build something new. You can always build something new that is either an equivalent or better. But memories are something that we cherish. And a lot of times, for a lot of people, your memories may be the only thing you have left. The question is whether you created those memories or what those memories created for you. You were there. It ain't like you've never done anything special for yourself or for anybody else in your life, right? So what we talking about? How we gonna get it back? Will we start today? Will you claim your Easter back today? Will you, brother? Will you, sister? Maybe on Resurrection Sunday, we need to resurrect Resurrection Sunday. You ever think about that? Mm-hmm. Colorine good, baby. Colorine good, man. I see that we have a caller on the line. Caller with the last number 6606. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. What's on your mind this Easter? What's good?
What's the matter? You surprised when somebody calls in, or you just forgot my number?
Man, listen. I haven't spoke to you.
What?
I haven't spoke to you in a month of Easter Sundays.
Hey, that's not my fault. I've been by, but you haven't picked up. And I want to ask you about your modus operandi. I kind of get the feeling like the first 45 minutes of the show, you'd like to talk to your YouTube viewers, and maybe the last 15 minutes you take calls. Is that would that be about the right protocol?
No, you asked me about that before, but the thing is, you normally come in near the end of the show. All right, let me tell you this: during the week, we're only on for 45 minutes. So, if you
okay.
Like, I got to get off quickly, at the end of that 45 minutes. So if you call in, like, the last 10 minutes of that call or the last 5 minutes of that call, I'm probably not going to be able to take it. You know what I mean? Because I got to get on the body.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
so, yeah, I know. You got to give the shout outs and all of that.
Yeah.
And the birthdays and yeah, that I understand. But I think I've called around the middle or the beginning of the show, and it seems like you'd rather you don't look at the switchboard until you finish talking with your viewers, which is understandable because you want to build up a YouTube channel.
No. It's not like that. It's not like that. But I might be on a different tab on the browser. That's it, because sometimes I'm Googling stuff and things like that. But yeah, no, it doesn't matter because I have two screens, so I can see, but I might be on a different tab, and by the time I get back to the tab, you might be gone or something like that. So that.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you have interesting topics every time that you that you have a show. It's always something topical, something other people don't talk about. So I like to join in, especially when it's like every about 2 to 3 days a week. But yeah, we haven't talked in a month of Sundays. So how are you doing, Go?
I'm doing good, man. We was just here talking about the real reason that Easter isn't what it used to be. We've been trying to figure out what kind of hit that Easter took. So what do you think? You know what I mean? Do you?
I don't know.
Do you or have you? No, you don't think so?
No. And by the way, are you close to the mic, or is it on my phone? It might be my app if it's not you, because you sound like far away.
No, I'm very close to the mic. Like it's right there.
Oh, yeah? All right. Okay, how about if I call in and only take a few seconds unless TikTok hijacks me with an ad? I'll be right back in a few seconds.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. TikTok? Ad? But yeah, man. Yeah, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we going to do to resurrect Resurrection Sunday? We got to resurrect on a Sunday, Resurrection Sunday. I think we can get it back. I think we can. All right, let me see. You ready now? Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that any better?
Well, yeah, you sound better.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
you
there
sound
you have
better.
it.
I hope
There you have it.
Okay, cool. I don't notice any real change in the Easter celebration. Have you been noticing it? Do you think because the millennials aren't as religious as my generation, or do you have an explanation for it? Because to me, I don't even pay attention to this crap. This is religion. I don't pay attention to religion. I'm an atheist.
Okay.
Agnostic type atheist. So I don't care about the Quran, the Torah, the Bible, none of that.
Okay.
So I haven't noticed any change.
Okay. Well, all right. So when I grew up, whether you were a religious person or not, it didn't really matter. You celebrated holidays because of the commercial part of it. You know what I'm saying? So with you're like, just because you weren't a Christian or just because you didn't go to church, that didn't mean that you didn't buy and receive Christmas presents, that type of thing. Or just because you weren't a religious person, it didn't mean that you didn't eat candy or buy new clothes on Easter. You know what I mean? Like, so many people celebrated the commercial parts of the holidays, and at least had off from work too. So that worked for a lot of people. But there was there may have been a certain spirit that they felt around the holidays that they could feel, even if they didn't follow the religion. Because to be honest with you, most people that I grew up around weren't really that religious. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't grow up in church or anything like that, but it didn't mean I never went to church, but I didn't grow up in church. That's for sure. I've never belonged to a church. So, but that didn't mean that Easter meant a different thing for me. Like I said, it meant candy and clothes for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But even now, I don't know if it means that to the children of today. I don't know what if somebody is about 25 years old, what are their Easter memories? Like, you know what I mean? Or any holiday. Like, how do they see it? Because there's a change. There's something different.
Well, what made you notice there was something different? What particular kind of indications were brought to mind?
Well, 90 seconds. Well, first of all, today is Easter, and it doesn't feel like it. And leading up to Easter, like before, I would always know when Easter was coming. You know, people would be talking about it. You know what I mean? We knew we were going to have a day off, maybe, you know, depending on what kind of job you worked or whatever. But this time it was like it snuck up on me. And even I was going to go buy a new sweatsuit and maybe some sneakers or something like that yesterday. And I went on the avenue to buy something, and most of the stores were closed up there. Now, I think that's because I think a lot of businesses really took a bad hit during that pandemic and weren't able to make it back. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if I noticed it as much as I did yesterday, but my memories of the day before Easter was that the stores would be filled, you know, getting last minute sales and stuff like that. It's not like that. It's not like that. It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, so, the pandemic has affected everybody.
It really has.
I saw a picture about 2 days ago. It was a picture of a Walgreens in San Francisco, and they had the entire aisle all in plexiglass.
Yeah,
because of all the robbing, the loot and grab that's been going on in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So it's like they put their own store in prison. everything was behind a plexiglass. You couldn't get anything unless you actually notified a retail clerk for them to come over and open up the glass. Now that's bad news.
Yeah, that's definitely not the shopping experience that you're looking for. So, so I'm wondering if things like that have, I think that things were getting slower even before the pandemic, but I think that the pandemic really stuck the dagger in for a lot of, for not just
absolutely.
not just businesses, but I think it did something to, the psyche of the American people. I think it did.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, there were more suicides and there were more pregnancies. There were more divorces and there were more marriages. So it absolutely did affect the psyche. Also, there were more deaths by unusual circumstances, which are not attributed to COVID, but which some scientists believe it is due to COVID, what they call long COVID. If you had it, maybe you didn't even have symptoms, but the spike protein remained inside your body and over time did some damage.
Wow.
And if you had comorbidities, and if you were an older person, you could be seriously affected. Oh, by the way, I missed your show the past 2 weeks. And did you talk about Will Smith and Chris Rock?
Yeah, we had.
I would imagine that must have been.
We had a show about it. Yeah. We had a show. Yeah. It was pretty good. But yeah, man.
Well, if you ever want to revisit that, there's so many nuances to what happened. One theory could be as good as another, but when you revisit it, but when it comes back down to Easter or what's the other one? It's celebrated. It's the Jewish one.
Passover.
Celebrated the same day.
Passover.
Say that again.
Passover.
I can't hear you. Oh yeah, that's it. Passover.
Passover.
Yes. So I don't know if that's taken a killing as well. Probably has. I mean, this pandemic actually it's not as much as the pandemic as it is the government. The pandemic supposedly has nothing more than a 2% mortality rate. Yet they closed down all of America and all of the world actually for a 2% mortality rate.
Yeah,
that's so stupid, dumb.
Yeah.
But I have my fear.
I guess in retrospect, it does sound stupid, but when you had that many people seemingly dying at the same time, I mean, if it was only the United States doing it, then I would have said, yeah, this is not it. But because we weren't even the first to do it, I don't know, man. But I don't know what kind of hit that they've taken all over the world. But there's certain.
I can tell you. Oh man, you know what you got to do? You got to go on Twitter because this is not on YouTube. You got to look up the lockdown of Shanghai. It is an eye opener. Shanghai is the largest city in China. I don't know how many millions of people it has, but it's entirely locked down, which means that the people are not allowed to leave their apartments, not even to walk their dog, and they need permission to go get food.
Yeah,
and what you hear in the video are a bunch of thousands of people clanging pots and pans and yelling out the windows in protest because of what the government's done to them. This is very scary, man. Because if they can do that in Shanghai, as far as I'm concerned, they can do it here.
Well, they did do it, and they've actually done it more than once. The pandemic.
Well, they've given us a quarantine.
Yeah, we did the quarantine, but in Philadelphia, they pretty much did the same thing when the Pope came to town. So that was the starter piece for me. I said, watch what happens next. And it happened. I didn't know what happened this way, but I knew that was a test.
Oh, all of this is a test. And the Shanghai is showing, the beginning of the real horrific effects of it.
Yeah.
Because this is all a test. You know, they're already bringing back the mandates. They lifted them a few weeks ago. Now they're going to bring them back. They're going to talk about new variants. And I suspect they're going to bring out a disease on the order of either Ebola or smallpox with a 35% mortality rate.
Well,
Yeah, that's a nice part. Yeah.
right. These mandates it's becoming a spring and summer thing. You know what I mean? Every spring and summer it seems like we're gonna renew the mandates, but I don't know. They just reshuffle the deck. They try to keep you on your toes. So it seems like they're not doing the same thing, but seems to have all of the same properties and wield pretty much the same results. A new variant. So they're just going to keep this thing going forever or whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not going to be continuation until herd immunity is reached. It's going to be until people start dropping dead. And already the insurance companies are talking about how that, and the undertakers are talking about how they've had like a 40% to 400% in some areas increase in these particular deaths year over year. And there's no real explanation as to why.
Right.
So this is something which people have to take a look out for. And I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I think the worst is coming around the corner.
Oh, well, one thing is for sure, the better ain't coming around that corner. But listen, man, we gotta get on about it. Yeah, it ain't gonna get better. There's no money. There's no money in improvement. Only in destruction. Only in destruction. We're gonna get this money.
There you go.
All right, man. But thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. So tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll talk to you next time.
All right.
Okay. Peace. Take it easy. Be safe, huh?
All right. My man Joe. All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious Easter Sunday, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Raja Lowry Perry, happy birthday to you. And Michael Stone Campbell, turning 54 years old today. And Richard Marshall, turning 66 years old today. And Miss Dukes Bailey, turning 40 years old today. And Leah Smalls, happy birthday to you. And Anita Mimi Celius, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, my man Apollos Baker, turning 49 years old today. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious Resurrection Sunday, which is the 17th of April. Anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up, but don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, check it out, and get the listen, check it out. Yo, Easter ain't what it used to be, but you can get it back to what you want it to be. It's really all up to you. If you feel like the soul and the spirit has been sucked out of your Easter Sunday, your Resurrection Sunday, then you have an obligation, you and yours, to resurrect it by putting the soul and the spirit back into it. Whatever you used to have fun doing, or whatever used to make you feel good or special about these types of holidays, you have to recreate it. And you have to repeat the recreation and give it to somebody else so they can have it, so those memories can live on and on and on and on and on and on, if it's special to you. And it can be done. Nothing is impossible. All things are possible through Christ. That's what they tell you. All right. All praise is due to Allah. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back on tomorrow for another Daily Go Getimism show, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want y'all to have a great Sunday. I appreciate y'all coming through and hollering at the bull on this Easter Sunday. Y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all came here, and I appreciate it. Bobby Hill, say thanks for coming through. All right, so Blog Talk, we're gonna get you out of here. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And
thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
Goodbye. And for my YouTubers, you know just how we do, but thanks for coming on through. See you on the other side, my boobers. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Peace.